Hello and welcome back to Sestona. So the other day I was asked by one of you, what's my worst drug stories? So Jamrock, this video is for you, my nigga. I'm going to tell you my worst experience during my 5 years as a poly addict with drugs. So I have this nephew of mine. Is my best friend. He's like 2 years older than me. I'm 27. He's 29. He is my best friend. We go on all sorts of ridiculous adventures together. We do all sorts of ridiculous things together. So, being the porters that we are, we decided to establish a tradition that each and every year we go on a tour, to another country on a tour to just experience that country and smoke weed over there. We'll make many episodes detailing my adventures on those tours. We call them Smokers Tour. I live in a sub-Saharan African country called Zimbabwe, and on this particular Smokers Tour 2018, we decided to go to South Africa. It's a third world country, but it's rather developed. There's much to do, much to see over there. So we decided to go over there to South Africa and just, smoke, drink, and enjoy the place. So we pulled our funds together. We took his whip. We did not take it to South Africa, but we took it to the border and we left it at a hotel and then headed into South Africa. So we went over there. We went to South Africa. We had quite a lot of money, a considerable amount of money. So as we were going, as we were leaving the whip, he suggested that we take some weed through the border into South Africa because we didn't know when we would be able to procure, weed when we got to South Africa, and we couldn't stand, those few hours between getting to South Africa, finding a hotel or a lodge, and then settling down and then finding a dealer. We needed to smoke as soon as we got off the bus, as soon as we arrived in South Africa. So he took about 5 grams with him. I took 5 grams on me, and we didn't think much of it. We were such huge potheads, and we thought we were very invincible. We had our passports stamped on the Zimbabwean side. We walked, through no man's land. It was around 8 p.m. It was dark as shit. And as we reached the South African side, we saw those drug sniffing dogs, but they only come over when people are suspicious, and our passports were stamped. We got into South Africa, without any problems at all. As soon as we got into South Africa, on our first, stop at a service station, at a gas station, the bus, had to fill up, and people would stretch their legs, go to the toilet, and buy some food. We went and bought some codeine. In my country, when you want to sip codeine, when you want to do codeine, you have to, go to a drug dealer and buy it. You can't get it from a pharmacy. It's imported from South Africa, so it's rather expensive, about 7 to 10 USD for a 100 ml bottle. But when you go over to South Africa, where it's manufactured and it's found legally in pharmacies, it goes for around 2 USD. So we bought 400 mils, 4 bottles. He drank one, I drank one, and then we put the other one in a bottle of Sprite to sip, slowly as we went on our way. The tour was rather fine. South Africa is a country that is famed for having gangsters, and the crime rate over there is rather high, but we didn't encounter any of that bullshit. As we got off at the bus station, we found a taxi. We paid the guy. We became friends with the guy. We asked him about the best clubs and where we would get weed and shit. And he became sort of our guide. We just took his number and he took us to this lodge. We gave him money for weed. He went, got us some weed. We paid him. We chilled in the lodge. We drank. We smoked. We had a good time. He came and picked us up. We went to the club. Nothing really crazy happened when we were in South Africa. We just smoked, visited the malls, enjoyed the place. But shit went south as soon as we got back to Zimbabwe. We got back into the country, got back into Zimbabwe, went to the hotel, picked up our car, and as we were, coming back to Harare, the capital city of Zimbabwe, from the border, we decided to just smoke up in the car. We were cocky and confident. We've just spent a week in a foreign country smoking, acting up full, like niggas on spring break, and had not gotten into any trouble, no problems at all. So we thought we're home. What's the worst that could happen? So we started hotboxing in the car as we were on the road moving. We smoked non-stop. Then suddenly we came to this roadblock, and we saw it from afar. We saw the blue lights, we saw the cops. We tried to open the windows, but as we were stopped by the police, they could immediately smell that we were smoking in the car. They told us to go to the side of the road and park our whip. Man, and there were police soldiers. It was a security checkpoint. I don't know what had gone down. We're rather unfortunate. So we went to the side of the road. We stopped. The policeman came over. Boys, what's going on here? Couldn't you just stop the car, smoke, and then get back on the road? It's rather disrespectful what you're doing. Where is the weed? Where is the weed? He asked. And fortunately, we had just a small baggie which I had hid in a box of cereal. And I then went like, I'm the only one who smokes here. I tried to sacrifice myself for my home, and I was like, I'm the only one who smokes. I just smoked my last blunt. We don't have any weed here. I admit it, we have smoked, but we don't have any weed on us. The guy searched high and low in the car. He couldn't find anything. He went away. He brought back his other homie. Unfortunately, I don't know how he was able to figure it out, and he picked up the cereal box and he found the little baggie. It was really half a baggie, maybe a gram or less. He took me out of the car, cuffed me, sent me to where his other policemen were, and there were policemen, soldiers. There were about maybe 12 of them, maybe 5 police, and the rest were army guys. They were like, don't run away. I'm like, nigga, why would I run away? Why would I do something so stupid? You have guns, you have cuffed me. Where can I go? It was in the middle of nowhere, in the bush, on the highway. Where in the goddamn fuck would I go? And then, fortunately, we had poured the codeine, we had mixed it with alcohol. It was in a cooler box, and they just opened it and thought it was liquor. They closed it, and they went on this rant. In our country, we're quite poor, and to see some people just going somewhere to have fun, it seemed like we're some privileged dicks and assholes. They were not amused with our behavior. They were like, you go to South Africa, we went just to party. What did you go and buy? They thought we were like drug pushers or some shit, and like, no, we just went over there to have fun. They tried to psychologically fuck with me, but I was like, no, nigga, that's all we have. That's all the weed we have. They were like, we'll take you to jail and this and this and this, and like, dude, I know the law. All you can do is throw me in jail for the night. I'll pay the fine and go on my way. All you are doing is inconveniencing me. I really need to get going and shit. Fortunately, in my country, the police is quite corrupt, and I had to give them 50 USD. They let me off, but that's as close as I got, to being arrested or thrown in jail for marijuana. But I just paid them off. We were on our way. We were rather stupid, for smoking in the car. We were supposed to, stop and smoke, not to smoke in the car in that manner. It sort of spoiled our whole stoner store, our whole smoker store. But that's as bad as it got with me, in my drug use. I was rather scared. If I had actually gone down to the station and had a police report written, it could have really damaged my prospects for employment and shit, because having a record for that, few people would like to employ such a notorious pothead. So that's as close as I got to being fucked over by weed. This has been Sas Toner, Jam Rock. This one is for you. Peace.